MBA.
And then Cage Garrett remains in the game of right field and the new pitcher.
Remains in the game as the right fielder. And a pitching change for the Mustangs now on the mound. Number 24, Ari Lonstein.
And so we're going to cue the replay here of the last play. Luke Meehan, an incredible throw.
So an excellent play as Meehan just gunned it. I'm not sure. Again, I think they were trying to get the display on the 7-2 put out after the single. So
Meehan with the cannon of an arm and another great defensive player. I will say Stevenson does seem to be getting a bit desperate here to try to break it across. They did something similar with a pitch that went back to the screen, but Morrell was able to throw it to Gavin Mikulski for an out. So a couple of base running, not so great decisions by the Mustangs in efforts to try to tie this one up. So the Eagles still have the lead. It will be Robert Del Buono, it will be Luke Meehan, and it will be the cleanup hitter Brian Lang due up this inning.
Shortstop Robert Del Buono.
So Del Buono.
Although it does appear we have a pinch hitter on the right side. David Sharp is currently in the on-deck circle.
And my guess is he'll pinch hit potentially for, because who's after Del Buono? I don't think he'd pinch hit for
take. That pitch was low.
I don't think he'd pinch hit for Meehan. Count is 1-1, but we'll see.
Yep.
Del Buono's up 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts here in game 2.
Ari Lonstein in the game for the Mustangs.
Got to get a lot of love to Eastern's relief pitching. Again, Brady Bowman with 4 really good innings to start the game, and the combination of O'Connor, Mikulski, and Corso, 3 Eastern seniors, pitching 3 straight scoreless innings. Make it 5 straight scoreless innings. Math, 4. I was right. I was right the first time. 4 straight scoreless innings.
Yeah, Sean, your math was right the first time.
It was.
Be more confident in your math, man. Come on, man.
Panicked.
Come on, man.
1-2 the count on Robert Del Buono. Eagles with a 2-1 lead. They took the lead on the RBI infield single from Zach Mornell back in the 4th. Eastern men's lacrosse will be going in about 33 minutes at Olsen Field. Big one as the boys are going to have a senior day. And the count goes to 2-2, I believe, correct?
That is correct.
Yep, 2-2 on Robert Del Buono. That was a ball. We'll be back over there. Dan Mao will be on the call over at Olsen Field as the Eagles look to wrap up the number 3 seed in the upcoming MAC Commonwealth Tournament, which will start next week. As Del Buono lines that right to the shortstop, number 32. Again, that is, I have to just look at the name, Batyansila. Got it that time. Love that. L6. And David Sharp is going to pinch hit for Luke Meehan.
Pinch hitting for your Eagles. Number 22, David Sharp.
And my guess is David will go out to left field for the bottom of the 9th. So David Sharp will pinch hit here. Let's give you some numbers on David Sharp as the first pitch is on its way pretty soon. It's high and inside. So Sharp, 217 average this year in limited at-bats. 8 runs scored, 5 hits, 1 double. 1 home run for David as well, and 5 runs batted. Another young man coming back from some injuries last year.
Yeah, had that home run earlier in this season. And it was, I believe, a 3-run home run.
Yes. A big cut there for Sharp. Count
I don't know
evens
if it was
up at
over the break or if it was in a week right after spring break.
It's probably one of the I'd have to go back and check. I could easily do that. It was during one of the non-conference series,
now,
during one of the midweek games.
The only sad part here, coming in for Meehan, he finishes 4 hits shy of the Eagles' single-season hit record, 62 hits.
What a tremendous season, though, for Luke Meehan. 62 hits is nothing to scoff at. And, you think about Major League Baseball, there's 162 games. For, college baseball at this level, you're playing 40. And to have 60 hits in 40 games, 60-plus hits in 40 games is a tremendous, tremendous achievement. So congratulations to Luke Meehan on a really, really amazing junior year for this Eastern baseball team. 2-1 the count to Sharp. Swings to another big cut, 2-2 now.
Yeah, Meehan, obviously, this being his junior year, took a big step forward in all aspects of his game.
And he was good
last year. I can't wait to see what he's going to be able to do next year. And, of course, his senior and final season here with Eastern.
The 2-2 count to David Sharp. The 2-2 pitch from Lonstein is a swing and a miss. Big strikeout there for Lonstein. And 2 gone here for Brian Lang. And potentially his final at-bat of his Eastern career.
Right fielder, Brian
Lang had a hit. Again, not going to call anything, but it would be a cool send-off if your final hit in your collegiate career was a home run that gave you the all-time hits, gets a home run hit record, but we'll see what happens.
Now, with this potentially being his final at-bat, I'm going to bring back some memories. For those of you who remember 2 years ago, in a home game, I believe it was a non-conference game against Haverford. I'll have to double-check on that, but I remember it was in the third inning. Lang hit a towering fly ball down the left field line. Looked fair. The umpire called it foul. The Eastern dugout was an absolute shambles. They couldn't believe it. And Lang looked over, calmed them down, and said, "It's fine, it's fine." And then 3 or 4 pitches later, he hits another fly ball over the left field fence that was clearly fair for a home run.
1-2 and count on Brian Lang, who again has had a tremendous career for Eastern. Second most home runs in a single season with 7. He is at the top of the all-time leaderboard with his former teammate Matt McHale with 15 career home runs. He hit that home run against Messiah at Trenton. The 1-2 from Lonstein is low and away. Count evens up at 2-2.
And Lonstein, another senior for the Mustangs. Stevenson really trying their best to get all their seniors some action here in Game 2, the final game of this season. Senior from Ellenville, New York.
2-2 pitch coming from Lonstein. He fires. Good layoff there for Lang. Count goes to 3-2.
Yeah, that was a curveball that Lonstein wanted to get slightly below the knees. He thought Lang would chase. Lang showing good discipline in this one.
Full count here for the Eastern senior right fielder. The pitch is high, and it's another walk for Brian Lang. He gets on base, potentially for the final time here in his Eastern career. But what a career he's had for Eastern. And here comes another guy with his potential final at-bat in Eastern uniform, Brock Langlotz.
Designated hitter, Brock Langlotz.
And I'm sure these guys are probably feeling a little emotional right now with, obviously, unfortunately not going to be in the playoffs next week for these guys. But this is a team that's very close, very tight-knit. And a lot of these guys have played a lot of baseball for this team, so I'm sure there's a little bit of maybe some emotions going around the dugout right now for some of these dudes. But what a tremendous honor it has been to watch these guys play, because I feel like I've grown up with a lot of these dudes from their freshman year to now. And it was awesome to see them to play these 4 years, and it'll be tough not seeing them next year in an Eastern uniform. But it's been a pleasure, it's been an honor, and it's been a privilege to watch these guys play the last 4 springs.
Pleasure to watch these guys play. A pleasure to watch these guys put in work at the gym. I remember times I would bump into Brian, I'd bump into Brock, I'd bump into Logan, working out at the gym various times, along with various other players, being able to put in some work during non-game times, during the offseason. As that's a wild pitch, Lang goes to second base.
Let's see if
just a moments both on and off the field for these group of young men who are going to head off in the world and do some great things. Some great things, Sean.
Yes, they are. And how fitting it would be if Brock Langlotz could put one into the outfield here to bring home Lang and give a little insurance run heading into the 9th. So it looks like we're going to get through this game, no problem. Eastern, again, this is Eastern potential last cuts. They have to get through one more inning. It looks like we'll get there before the 4 o'clock cutoff time. The 2-2, Lang thought about it, but wisely went back to second base. It's 2-2 the count now. As the wind picking up again here in Plymouth meeting. Eastern men's lacrosse getting going here soon. Let's see if we have a score for Eastern softball. Looks like that's just starting. He's with a pair of hits in the top of the first inning. No score in Owings Mills for game 2 of that doubleheader. Lang skies that high. It's going to settle for Reinhardt. It does. And the Eagles have 3 outs to complete a season series sweep to end their regular season. We go to the top of the 9th. Eastern leads 2-1.